If you're having coffee with me, I'd welcome you to my tangle of words. While it's technically autumn until the winter solstice on the 21st of June, the dropping temperatures indicate it's winter. Forecast predicts that this winter will be colder than previous ones, even though our winter temperatures might match summer temperatures of some places. Our late former president, while very articulate, was notorious for not mincing his words and would tell other statesmen to go to hell, particularly Britain's prime ministers. He once told Tony Blair to keep his England and he would keep his Zimbabwe, and added that he didn't care much for the cold country. I was thinking of this as I watched a train wreck of a state visit when the South African president was ambushed at the White House over the genocide of white South African farmers, a story which plays out very differently when seen from Africa and South Africa's side. I felt embarrassed on behalf of the South African president. Imagine being summoned by another president and being treated like a class prefect who has not been keeping the students in order. Although he tried to address the issue diplomatically, it felt like he was throwing some of his people under the bus and stand up for his country. I'm sure had that been Robert Mugabe, that meeting would have played out very differently. If you're having coffee with me, I'll tell you that as the days get shorter and the nights get colder this side of the hemisphere, it's time once again to gather around a digital fireplace for a digital storytelling winter festival we called Winterabc, an African blogging challenge hosted by Afro-bloggers. One of the reasons behind starting this digital storytelling festival was because if one were to search the internet for a blogging challenge or blogging prompts, they would find some generic prompts which are tailored more for the global north. The other reason was to dispel the notion that blogging is a frivolous activity, glorified diaries and gossip tabloids, which is how the majority of people view blogging. But when you call it digital storytelling, people pay attention. Words have power. The other reason behind this digital storytelling festival was to show the versatility of bloggers and blogging and the different narratives and perspectives from our lived experiences shaping stories. So many differences, yet so much similarities in our stories. What you think is a unique experience might be more common than you realize. So do check out the various bloggers participating in this edition of Winterabc to get a slice of Africa. If you're having coffee with me, I would ask what the deal with politicians and ribbon cutting is. Can one not complete a project and just soft launch it without turning it into a theatrical performance? Or that's all part of the politics? Anywho, our president officially opened the $88 million Trabablas Interchange, which was initially projected to be completed by the 31st of July 2024 and is finally done a year later. From the right angle, it looks impressive, but a closer look makes you wonder how it managed to gobble up $88 million. If you're having coffee with me, I'll tell you that sometimes the power of storytelling is in keeping us accountable and our narratives accurate and truthful. What's been happening in your neck of the woods?